Hello, everyone. So there's a circular that comes out from the Central Bank of Nigeria. It says CBN revokes operational licenses of 4,173 bureau de change across the country. So let me just read it out. It says the Central Bank of Nigeria, in exercise of the powers conferred on it under the Bank and Other Financial Institutions Act, BOFIA 2020 Act number 5, and the revised operational guidelines for Bureau de Change 2015, the guideline has revoked the licenses of 4,173 Bureau de Change operators. The list of affected BDC operators is available on the bank's website. Again, the affected institution failed to observe at least one of the following regulatory provisions. 1. Payment of all necessary fees, including license renewal within the stipulated period in line with the guidance, rendition of returns in line with the guidelines, compliance with guidelines, directives, and circulars of the CBN, particularly anti-money laundering, countering the financing of terrorism, and counter proliferation financing regulation. The CBN is revising the regulatory and supervisory guidelines for Bureau de Change operators in Nigeria. Compliance with the new requirements will be mandatory for all stakeholders in the sector when the revised guidelines become effective. Members of the public are hereby advised to take note and be guided, accordingly. Just now, let me just go in. There has been all this issue about the CBN saying that, it's because the Bureau de Change are also part of the reason why the dollar is falling and all of that. It's just basically, trading. But then there's something interesting that I saw. Even some of the names that you have on this Bureau de Change, some of them are just so sort of like funny names, like this was actually businesses that people operated. We have 10 to 20 times BDC Limited, 1717 BDC Limited, 19th BDFC Limited, 1 hour 1 HR BDC Limited, First Money Exchanger, 2017 BDC Limited, 2019 BDC Limited, 2022 BDC Limited. Are you kidding me? Just looking at this name, some of the names just look as if, it's same people registering whatever modification, with the BDC, with the difference in exchange rate and all of that. Maybe Nigeria is just something else. Honestly, it's just something that there were actually some very funny this ones you see different. There were actually some very funny names that a particular newspaper had put together. There's a whole list of all of these thousands of names of people. Let me go to the list that I think it was D Cable that put out some of these very extremely funny names. Like this one, like they had Mountain Top BDC Limited, BBL BDC Limited, Give and Take BDC Limited, Protected BDC Limited, Shape protected by the power that be in Nigeria, be Reading BDC Limited, Roundtable BDC Limited, Oyoyo BDC Limited, Stopover BDC Limited, Surging BDC Limited, Valid BDC Limited, Unical BDC Limited, Turnover BDC Limited, Couple BDC Limited, Happy Ends. What? Happy Ends BDC Limited, Village Way BDC Limited, Welcome BDC Limited, Oyibo BDC Limited, Shares of Time BDC Limited, Lampshade BDC Limited, Internal Curry BDC Limited, Give and Collect BDC Limited, Pointless Forex BDC Limited, Backup BDC Limited, Looking and Seeing BDC Limited, and then Movement BDC Limited. I mean, there's so many crazy names. I have never, maybe, please, if you've ever seen any of these companies operating, please let me know. I've never seen, because that would have been so funny. Because some of the names just stand up. Okay, what kind of name is this, anyways? But Nigeria being what it is, and where a lot of things are done in such a way as to take advantage of the society, advantage of the people. I'm not surprised at some of the names I'm seeing here and the kind of things. Some of these things are probably just opened by people who work within that sector, understand. Maybe they give them certain dollars they are supposed to sell to people. Of course, you collect it at certain rate. You are able to do round tripping. Round tripping has been something that people do a lot in Nigeria. There are many at the detriment of every other person. Let me give you an example of what round tripping is. Some people will collect these monies from the CBN when we had those different rates at official rate. Maybe say it's like when official rate of dollar was about 400 and something, then the black market was 700 and something. So by the time they're able to get some of this money, they just go out of the country, bring the money back in, and then sell it at 700 naira. Even without bringing it in, you can, from there, you just send it to people's account. We just with 400, maybe let's say 450 million naira investment, if you bought $1 million, you just make cool 300 and something dollars on top. Who is going to open industry that you'll be fighting with people? Who is going to open businesses that you'll be employing people when you can just make this money coolly? And at the end of the day, it affects the economy. People lose, businesses are closing down. We all get into all sorts of trouble that we're getting into right now. And right now the CBN is still failing to understand that monetary policies, fiscal policies are things that are also affecting the naira. As much as, yes, there are a lot of problems with all of these BDCs and whatever, the government on its own also needs to take responsibility and act and do the needful, and just stop chasing shadows, or focusing on those shadows and saying that's where the problem is. The problem is there because we have an illegitimate government that is doing the wrong thing, that doesn't seem to have an understanding of what economics is all about and how the nation should be governed, and hasn't bothered to actually seek the expertise of people who are knowledgeable in that. It's just friends, cronies, they just put in place, and like, oh, it's a party. For them, it's a party, and all they are interested in is to have this party and enjoy the party, and go on with it. And so these are some of the things that we really have been facing. So it's going to be a long ride. Honestly, it's going to be a long ride for Nigerians. I mean, right now, as a trader, I'm scared for my businesses. I'm scared for my warehouses, because we already have a situation whereby they're breaking into warehouses. People are breaking into warehouses and just looting food. We saw the report yesterday of a trailer that was carrying spaghetti, being stopped and looted by villagers. It's been happening. That's not the first time it's been happening. That's some of the things that we'll be getting. And so it's people's private monies that are suffering, that are going through all of these things. And as the country continues to worsen, we are all in danger. That's one of the things people don't seem to get. Those people out there, those politicians that making this country bad, they fortify themselves. Most of them have second passports. Their families do. They are protected by military. You and I are the ones who are just sitting down with nothing. And don't think that people assume that they know that you too are always also suffering. They don't see us as suffering. They see us as part of the problem. Having a clean cloth and using a smartphone will make you be seen as the enemy, as the perpetrator. And so that's why it's very important for us as citizens to speak up, so that we don't get to a place where people are hungry enough to be the ones to jump on the streets. As it is, that's probably where we are all heading to. May God help us.